Workers continue to dig through the rubble from last week's earthquake in central Italy. Some of the nearly 300 dead were given state funerals Saturday. Many more will be buried in the days ahead. The epicenter of the magnitude 6.2 quake struck near the town of Amatrice, which is about 100 miles northeast of Rome. More than 1,000 aftershocks have hampered search and rescue efforts. Seth Doane is covering this for us from Rome and joins us now by phone. Seth, it has been 4 days since the earthquake struck. What are recovery workers focusing on today?
Elaine, they are still sifting through the rubble, but there is a reality here. The last person pulled alive from this rubble was pulled alive on Wednesday, and we've seen hopes fading really day to day, hour by hour. This is now more about trying to clear debris, trying to start cleaning up some of these mountaintop villages, and a discussion of how to possibly rebuild these. I mean, these are cities, towns, really, hamlets in some cases that have stood for centuries, some dating back to medieval times in some cases. So we're starting to see, along with, obviously, of course, the grief and pain here, but also focus more and more on rebuilding and how to make sure these structures are rebuilt soundly. There's been a discussion after many of these quakes in the past of boosting anti-seismic standards and trying to make sure that things are rebuilt and rebuilt safer.
Today, of course, is the first Sunday since the earthquake struck. Pope Francis shared his prayers for those affected, and he's just announced that he's going to be visiting the devastation soon. What do we know about that, Seth?
He has not given a specific date. He said something kind of vague. He'd go as soon as conditions permit. Presumably, he does not want to get in the way of any sort of rescue work or the efforts. Obviously, a major visit from someone like the Pope can slow all of that down. But he has said that the Church, the Catholic Church, of course, stands with the victims, families of victims. This is a deeply religious, very Catholic country. So having the Pope add his voice to the great grief here is quite significant. Yesterday, there was a very large state funeral. We saw the president of Italy and the prime minister in attendance in this kind of makeshift chapel of sorts, where coffins had been lined up and where people were there grieving.
Absolutely heartbreaking scenes. All right, Seth Doane on the phone with us. Seth, thank you.
Thank you.